Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video, we are going to understand the concept of international trade organizations that supports, facilitates, regulates and promotes international trade. In the previous video, we understood about national organizations that helps in growing India's foreign trade. Organizations like DGFT, Directorate General of Foreign Trade, DGCIS and DGTR are those national organizations in India that helps in increasing India's international trade. In this video, we are going to understand international organizations that promotes global trade. International trade organizations are the forum for government to negotiate trade agreements. They help in regulating, facilitating and promoting global trade. Regaining economic stability was a major challenge post-World War II. Therefore, there was a need of establishment of such organizations that helps in economic cooperation and increasing international trade. With that objective of increasing trade and liberalizing trade, GATT was established in the year 1948. GATT was established on 1st January 1948 for economic cooperation and increase in trade activities. GATT fulfilled several objectives like global recovery, extending cooperation to war-afflicted countries and the desire to liberalize trade. GATT was established with certain principles like trade without discrimination, consultation, protection through tariff to all the member countries, etc. Now let us understand the principles laid down by GATT one by one. The first principle laid down by GATT is trade without discrimination. GATT provided equal opportunities to both developed and developing economies to come together and trade with each other. GATT also helped to liberalize trade by removing and eliminating tariff barriers. GATT also emphasized on giving protection to the industries. The fundamental principle of GATT was to protect the industries by eliminating tariff barriers. The third principle of GATT was consultation. GATT emphasized all the member nations to consult with each other regarding increase in trade and eliminating tariff barriers so that trade can increase and prosper among the member nations. In this way, GATT has helped to create a strong and prosperous trading system, thereby contributing to global economic growth. But due to certain functional limitations of GATT, it was decided to replace GATT with WTO, that is World Trade Organization. Let us understand one by one the difference between GATT and WTO and why was a decision taken to replace GATT with WTO on 1st January 1995. GATT was provisional. It had contracting parties, whereas WTO is a permanent organization and has permanent membership of countries. GATT was ad hoc and provisional. WTO is permanent. The dispute settlement mechanism of GATT was slow and ineffective, but the dispute settlement mechanism of WTO is fast and efficient. GATT was narrow in scope. That means GATT only involved trade in goods, whereas WTO is wider in scope and it involves not only those activities of trade but also services and intellectual property rights. Because of such limitations, GATT was replaced by WTO on 1st January 1995. The existence of WTO marked the biggest reform in international trade and it has brought tremendous transformation and facilitated international trade and business. In today's international business scenario, WTO is playing a very considerable role in opening markets gradually along with regulation compliance. WTO is playing a role of conductor, monitor, tribunal and a trainer. WTO is encouraging the countries to stick to international trade rules and regulations and also acting as a tribunal by increasing its settlement dispute mechanism efficiently and with a faster pace. WTO regularly reviews trade policy of its members and examines to expose whether WTO members are abiding by WTO rules and its measures. WTO also provides training programs to the government officials of developing countries, for example, ministries, staff, customs officials, etc. WTO exists to achieve certain objectives like trade without discrimination, settlement of disputes among member nations, raising standard of living, optimum utilization of resources, protection to environment, and growth of less developed economies. Through this, we can understand that WTO operates as a system where all the member governments try to sort out their trade-related problems they face, and over the years, WTO has helped to create a strong and prosperous international trading system. The another organization that helps in increasing trade by removing disparities between rich and poor is UNCTAD. UNCTAD stands for the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. With the objective of bringing down the disparities between the rich and poor, United Nations Conference on Trade and Development was established in the year 1964. The developing countries of Asia, Africa, Latin America specifically realized the need and importance of this effort, which stepped towards the shaping of UNCTAD in 1964. It is an intergovernmental body that is headquartered at Geneva, Switzerland, and UNCTAD deals with trade, investment, and developmental issues. The organization undertakes research, policy analysis, and data collection. It provides technical assistance to the economies with special attention and also provides the need of those economies for their developmental objectives. The organization undertakes research, policy analysis, and data collection, also provides technical assistance with special attention to the needs of these least developed countries so that they can grow and prosper equally. The active involvement of UNCTAD has encouraged promotion of private and public cooperation, collaboration, trade facilitation, and also resulted into transportational developments. The active involvement of UNCTAD has encouraged promotion of public-private collaboration, trade facilitation, national trade and transport facilitation bodies, etc. With the vision of expansion of trade, UNCTAD provides an access to facilitate and aid that may help the developing countries to liberalize and encourage trade activities amongst themselves. UNCTAD emphasizes on development-oriented international financial architecture. Both WTO and UNCTAD share a strategic partnership with many international organizations. UNCTAD has played an exceptional and important role in bringing down the less developed economies and the developed economies closer, and also helped in shaping international trade. The following are the functions of UNCTAD, that is negotiation of trade agreements between rich and poor, promotion of trade between developed and developing countries. With this, UNCTAD has played an exceptional role in bringing down the less developed economies and the developed economies closer, and has encouraged trade amongst each other. Following are the functions of UNCTAD, that is negotiation of trade agreement, promotion of international trade between developed and developed countries, reviewing and facilitating coordination of activities and other UN institutions in the field of international trade, formulating policies and principles on international trade and related problems. In this way, UNCTAD offers technical, financial and other supports that promotes international trade.